Today I'd like to talk about the difference between a do and a jutsu. Now, for some of you that turned on to this video just to yell at me because you do jiu-jitsu and it's the best thing ever, step back and just listen for a second, okay? A do and jutsu, D-O or J-I-T-S-U, depending on what you're reading it as. That can be things like jiu-jitsu, karate jitsu, yes it exists, aiki jiu-jitsu, or aikijitsu. Anything with a jitsu means like an art. And we'll come back to the general definition of that. A do actually comes from the Chinese word dao, which some people spell T-A-O, some people spell D-A-O. It is a belief system, the Taoism and Taoists and things like that. But what it actually means, the character for it, means way. So jitsu is an art, do is a way. So which one are you practicing and what's the difference, and am I just being a snob? Well, mainly the difference is kind of art versus craft, if we look at it that way. So when we say art and we say the gentle art or anything like that with jiu-jitsu, we're talking about the movements, the attack series, the everything that makes it up as far as the killing or strangling or tapping out or all that stuff. Okay, so any martial art can be a jitsu. Karate do, karate jitsu is going to be something that's more about just striking and attacking and doing what you have to eliminate or stop whoever or whomever. Karate do is the way that you live your life based on karate. Judo, although judo is the sport version of jiu-jitsu, judo was meant to be the way, the gentle way, okay? So if you go into a jiu-jitsu school and people are like, we don't bow, that's stupid. You don't have to call me sir, professor, mister, that's stupid. What it's all about is whether or not I can beat you up. If I can beat you up, that's what's important. Those guys aren't living the do. They are living the jitsu. However, before you freak out, if you go into a jiu-jitsu school and the teacher says, okay, we bow before we come in, or you call me professor, or you call me mister, or you take your shoes off at the door, or it doesn't have to be the bowing and stuff, because people get offended. I don't bow to anybody. That's ridiculous. Okay? It's not about that. It's about having a code. Okay? Budo, the way of the warrior, was how a samurai lived their life, how a warrior lived their life. So how does the swing of a sword represent the movement of a pen? How does the throwing of a punch, the same thing as raking a yard? When I bow to somebody to show respect, I'm showing respect within myself, not necessarily to my opponent. Virtues that are of the samurai era and things like that. You don't have to have the samurai logic. You don't have to have the code the samurai have, but you have to live by a code. If your life revolves around, if your martial art makes your life better, then you are living a do. Okay? Now just, eating healthy and saying that, I got brothers and all that, that's not the same thing. Okay? How is your character reflected through what you do in the martial arts? That's the do. So the jitsu people might automatically go, yeah, well, that's a bunch of nonsense and whatever, and that's fine. It's okay to have that opinion. And as you can see, I'm wearing my Shamrock FC shirt. We've done cage fights. We've had cage fighters. I've been training MMA guys forever. They don't have to learn how to bow and learn how to show respect or anything like that, although in my school they do. But my point is they just need to know how to fight, and that's cool. And so the jitsu guys, they're training hard. What's the next move? What can I do? How much punishment can I take? What can I do against this person or these people? Or what's the reality of fighting and things like that? That's the jitsu. So these people might look at the do people and say that's ridiculous. The do people might look at the jitsu people and go, well, you're unrefined. But really, the real honest truth of it is you should be living both. Because some people, that live in the art world, they'll stick their toe in the water when they're around people they think don't know any better, and they'll be like, yeah, I can kill several people if I wanted to. And they wouldn't say that in front of one of the jitsu people. Okay? One of the jitsu people might try and make it sound like they know more about, living the life of the martial artist and the warrior and stuff like that. But if they're around somebody with any like background or intelligence, they're going to sound like they don't know what they're talking about. So be smart, be technical, know all of it. If you don't want to know all of it, that's okay. I'm just here to explain the difference to you. Okay? The way of the warrior and the art of the warrior, or the gentle way, the gentle art. Okay? So if you want to come here and train, we do, like I said, jiu-jitsu, MMA, karate, kung fu, weapons, several martial arts, tai chi. So come in and give it a try. If not, I hope you find somebody that fits where you're going, and I hope your way in life is the right way for you. Okay? Have a good day. SpringfieldKarateandFitness.com.